Average at Best Cornhole here. So I got a couple series here from Underworld Cornhole. Underworld Cornhole, I mean, they made a lot of noise when they entered the ACL, primarily because the cost effectiveness of their bags. And then this past season, they picked up a couple pros, got their name out big time, which they're going to need, because unfortunately the ACL is raising their minimum for bag prices. So it was a good thing the Underworld did what they did, got their name out there, let everybody see the quality of their bags, and hopefully they'll be able to navigate this new price increase. So I went with a couple of their slower series, the Slyps and the Greed, and I did go with the L version, so I'm going to be talking about the L versions here because I like the forgiveness that the L bags give you, and especially on like some sticky bags like this, I'm really going to need that forgiveness. Jumping right into the material, so the Slyps here, this is one of their herringbone series. So the slow side has that herringbone on it. Fast side, that's that super popular 9-speed fast side that we all know. You can find it on the Viper, the Pro Sniper. Greeds, on the other hand, now these are some OG carpet bags here. So you got OG carpet on the slow side. And then the fast side, same material is what's on the fast side of Slyps, just the other side of it. So this is the very common 8.5 speed fast side that we're all used to. And I kind of touched on the speeds a little bit, but Underworld rates these a 5.9 for the Slyps, a 4.8 for the Greed. Don't hate that at all. That's very common speeds that people rate these materials. So we're going to roll right with that. I want to discuss the template because Underworld Cornhole, I mean, they're kind of known for having a smaller template, and I believe that these L's, since they're a lot looser and thinner, that's probably a little bit larger than the template you're used to for Underworld Cornhole. So I'm still going to say medium to small on the template. And as far as the weight, I mean, these are true L bags. I know there's other times I've talked about L series bags, or even the most common L bag with the herringbone on it isn't a true L bag. These are the lighter versions of their regular bags, and the weights are right down by the minimum tolerance allowed by the ACL. So you can imagine they are thin and they are loose. Both series do have a mixed fill. So the Greed on the website, it states that it's a slide bias mixed fill, which means that, you know, it does have those flats, but there are some rounds in there to give it that mix, but it's primarily more for running bags in the hole. And that's kind of another reason why I went with the L, because I wanted a slow, forgiving bag that I'm going to be able to run holes with. Slyps, on the other hand, it's not really a true roll fill, but it is also that mixed fill. It does feel like it has a little bit more rounds in it than what the Greed does, but still a loose bag. You can run holes with these as well. And flop, I mean, they are true L bags. Both of these bags are going to get pretty floppy on you. And I've thrown both of the R series of these bags, and they also felt a little bit loose. So you can imagine these ones are going to be really loose. Moving on to the slide up, and this is the section that I really like because I'm going to try to explain, you know, why are these bags different from other series that share common materials to them. And that's where the slide up, you know, I break it all down and then explain, you know, how this bag is a little different. And I'm going to start with the highlight and the low light of each. And the Greed, I didn't think I was going to like an L version OG carpet as much as I did with these, especially with that slide bias fill. I mean, they were easy to throw. And once you got that carpet broke down, you know, they were soft. They did have a good hand fill, and they were loose enough to be forgiving, but yet still they got that OG carpet, so they were sticky enough that you could throw hard. Unfortunately, what I didn't like about them is that they got that OG carpet on it, and it's not as popular as it once was. And I think it has a lot to do with the whole friendliness of them, and it takes forever to break it down. These ones weren't as bad as other OG carpets that I've had, but you really have to be patient. You got to throw the heck out of them to get that carpet broke down. As far as the Slyps, I thought these were active. I know the website states that, you know, they are more of a slide bag, even though they got some sort of a roll fill in them. They still can roll and cut and do all that, but they were bragging about them being more of a slide bag first. But I really thought they were active. Even though they were the L version too, I was able to cut these, which was nice. And with the looseness of that L version, I could throw a cut and, you know, bunch it up and squeeze in between things. Unfortunately, with them though, is that, I mean, being a herringbone, it's going to hang up on the hole. And that happens to me quite a bit. I think that's a me problem. I don't always throw hard. Now, I will say that with these being loose, there is a little bit more room for those pellets to shift around and move inside the bag. So that probably helps it. It's just that if you don't throw, super hard every single time you're trying to slide in the hole, it could come up short on you. I don't want to talk about forgiveness too much since both of these are the L versions, and I did say, that's why I got them, because I wanted a more forgiving bag, but they both do still have that slower side, so there is the possibility of it kicking, and I know that if you go up to the R and H, that possibility is going to increase. As far as whole bodiness, I did say that the slower materials are going to kind of hang up on you, and that's if you don't throw it hard enough, but they were good for whole bodiness because of the looseness and that fill that's in them, because they were loose enough that they could accidentally grab the hole if you were off target a little bit. And there is a lot more room inside that bag for those pellets to shift and move and keep on moving once you do get it up to the hole. So I was a little impressed with the whole bodiness, but just remember, these materials are not super hole-friendly materials. And one of the biggest problems with L series bags is collectability, and I did see that with these. There was definitely no issue collecting straight on. And what I found was better is that if a bag does hang up a little bit on you, or you do leave it short, throw your next bag, kind of bunch into that and leave that short as well, because you're just going to want to come with a hard throw and try to collect them all at the end, or maybe even your third bag. I think that both of these series worked out well doing that, because when you get a couple bags bunched up together, there's some more meat there for you to hit, and it seemed like they collected better that way. Only problem is that since they are slower bags, you probably want to flip it over, because you're going to have to throw super hard just to push through that bag you're collecting. And if you do have a couple of them up there, now you're pushing through a couple different bags. My thoughts on the playability is I felt both of these bags were more of an offensive bag. If you do want to dirty up the boards, go with the R's, go with the H's, then you can purposely lay the blocks and you can beat your own blocks. But these more offensive to me, because you still could cut them, you still could roll them. So if your opponent's laying up a block or whatever, you have the ability to beat that. But where I shine with these bags is, I guess I was kind of complaining that, sometimes they came up short, or I didn't throw them hard enough and they landed in front of the hole. Well, both of these, that worked out perfect for me, because, I was leaving an unintentional blocker. I was trying to run holes with them. But if I did accidentally leave a blocker up there, it always worked in my advantage. And like I said, I would just try to run into that and either do like a block replace or bunch them up a little bit so I can just come through and clean everything up at the end. So definitely more offensively. And even the website states that they're more of a slide bag and a hole runner. So I do agree with that. You can find Underworld Cornhole at underworldcornhole.com. They also have the Facebook page, which is at Underworld Cornhole. As far as availability, the website has seemed to be stocked pretty good. We are nearing the end of the ACL season, so I don't know what's in store for 2026 stamp for Underworld Cornhole, but you just got to get on that website and check it out. Take a look. Price, I started this saying they were priced right. They did get, a couple big name pros this season, so their price did go up some. It was $75, but now with the ACL, there is going to be a new minimum price for all bag series. So I think when this video is posted, you might have less than a week to jump on and stock up on these 2025 stamp bags at a great price. I've been driving it in that these are the L bags, but I have played the R bags of both these series, and I think some of these things translate up to that R bag. So if that's what you're thinking, you're more interested in that. I went with the L bags because they are going to be more forgiving. They are going to be a little less active, and they are going to be a little bit more of an offensive bag because you're going to be able to bunch up and squeeze into things. If that's not what you're looking for, go to the R, go to the H if you really want to get dirty. I'm just going to end this with, you want to be average at something, be average at cornhole.